What's up, you guys? I'm Dan. This is Frugal, Not Cheap, and today we're going to talk about how I'm moving to Dallas. So the pandemic has changed a lot of the way that many companies are working. There's been a whole lot more of remote work. And I know that some companies are going back to in-person type of work environment, but my company looks like it's going to be staying remote for at least the foreseeable future. And definitely in my case, I'm allowed to work remotely. Discussed this with my boss a while back, and basically shown that I proved that I can work remotely very effectively over the last year. And circumstances changed a little bit. My original plan was to move at the end of the year, but it looks like my landlord's looking to sell the property, and there's a little bit of tension there, and I just didn't feel as welcome anymore. And so I've decided to go ahead and jump the gun and move a little bit earlier. Now, I do care about the service commitments that I have up here, and so I have asked if I can continue to serve remotely on those service commitments. And pretty cool thing is I've been doing those remotely for a year as well, so I'm really hopeful that that's going to work out. So far, it looks like that's going to be the case, at least for a little while, until maybe things go completely in person. Then of course I wouldn't be able to participate. But fingers crossed they'll do something like a hybrid, or maybe someone can pick up some of the in-person stuff. But anyway, it looks like I will be able to continue to serve and to keep my word in meeting the commitments that I made, and that's very important to me. So anyway, today's talk is really just about the move in general and kind of my strategies. I thought it'd be fun to talk about and make kind of a quicker video because it's been a little bit hectic lately, and I don't know, I was going to do one of those kind of back to basics sort of finance videos, but the one that I have in mind is pretty involved and I really want to do a good job of it, and I just wasn't able to put the time and care into it just yet. So that'll be coming out in the future, but I thought today we'll do something more timely, talk about this move, kind of my strategies and thinking around it, and maybe some of those ideas would be helpful for you in the future. So first, the big one, of course, is that as you know, I like to buy either buy used furniture, or I like to buy IKEA furniture that I can then resell for about half to maybe 65% of its original value. More like half, really, honestly, is the way that I do it, just so I can get it moved quickly. So that's one thing that I like to do because, well, one, it means that, you pay basically half of the original cost for the furniture in order to have it for X many years. In my case, some of the furniture I've had for about a decade or so. Although that I'm giving away. But the other parts, at least, I think 7 years. Yeah, at least around 7 years or so. And so on a per year basis, the cost per use has been really quite low for those items, and I'm really happy about that. So that's kind of my strategy. If I'm moving, let's say, within driving distance, like a short driving distance, an hour or something like that, then what I'll do is I'll move everything slowly and I won't really sell items. But for these larger moves, like when I moved from North Carolina up to New Hampshire, and now when I'm moving from New Hampshire down to Texas, of course, I can only do one trip, right, in the car. And so the other options would be to hire movers, or, get one of those containers and ship everything. Or what I'm doing, which is really just to sell everything that won't fit in the car, and then just really take, the important, really smaller, high value type items down with me. So that's my strategy, just because actually the moving costs are quite substantial. Labor is very expensive, so the movers would be the most pricey option. But even if you do the kind of like those U-Haul little pods or whatever, it's still pretty expensive to move things down that far. And given that cost, actually, because the items I have are either secondhand or were purchased at IKEA and they're very low cost to begin with, it doesn't make any financial sense. It would cost just as much or less to buy the items new when I get there. And so, of course, it's a little bit more hassle to have to go and buy them again, but not that big of a deal. I could even buy them online, have them delivered, pretty easy. So that's the first one, is I personally am not the kind of person that wants to use movers and cart a bunch of stuff around. I really don't have sentimental attachment to, the bulk of my things. They're just things. And you may know, my long-term plan eventually is to become a traveler. I don't know how much traveling necessarily I'll do, but definitely to move abroad. And at that time, of course, I really won't be able to bring much stuff with me at all, maybe like 2 suitcases or so. And so my plan is to move slowly, paring down all the things that I have, so where I get to being comfortable with having just the necessities, and I'll really be able to understand what those necessities are. So kind of along the vein of minimalism, you might say. So of course, in this process, I'm selling most of the large items. The only piece of furniture that I'm going to bring with me is probably this desk, just because it will pack flat and it's not very heavy, and there's no alternative desk that I want to buy out there for cheaper. So I think that'll be a good one. Other items I'm either selling or giving away. I already sold my dining room table and chairs. They were purchased for, I think, about $125. I sold them for $75 yesterday, made a young couple really happy. That was cool. Giving away my bed frame and my mattress from the other room. As you know, I already sold the guest bed and the guest bed frame. And what else? I'm giving away my couch. So basically, I've got some friends who are buying their first home, and I'm really excited for them. And they just happen to be closing and moving in right around the time that I'm moving out. So it's really serendipitous, and I'm able to give them my couch and also my bed frame, which they're going to use as a guest bed. So that'll be pretty cool. Glad it's going to good people. Then let's see. As far as other items, keep my coffee maker, love that thing, but probably the microwave is kind of 50-50. I don't know if there will be room for it. It is an expensive item, so I'd like to bring it with me, but if there's no room at the last minute, then I'll leave it here and get a new one. Giving away my air fryer toaster oven because someone asked for it, and I'd like to make them happy, and it is pretty bulky, so actually that'll be pretty helpful. Let's see, giving away my air conditioner. I might sell the other unit though, I'm not sure. We'll see. So it's kind of a mix of giving away and selling things. Yeah, I generally like to sell things, but there's also convenience to keep in mind. So there are a lot of items that I want to have right up until the last minute. And because of that, it's a little bit hard to know for sure whether you can sell something at the last minute. And so I'd much rather set it up so that I can give it to someone that I like and know it will make them happy and get good use out of it. So that's what I'm doing for those items that I want right at the last minute, like the air conditioner and the mattress and the bed frame. So that's really my strategy, is to keep the initial purchase price on furniture low, sell that which we can, keep moving costs very low, pare down items, really get down to the minimum that we really need for daily life. And then when I get down to Texas, of course, I'll only be buying the things that are really the top priority. So I'll already have the desk. I'll need, of course, a work chair, so we're going to get that. I will need a coffee table and a TV stand and a dining table and some chairs, and then a new bed frame and a new mattress. And really, that's about it to get started. So those are the top priorities. I priced these things out. They're only, I think, around $750 or so, give or take, at IKEA. And again, I can get those delivered for a small fee, or I might go get them piecemeal over the course of, maybe 2 or 3 trips. So I can also get some odd things like, new dishes and a dish drying rack. Well, probably won't need that. We'll have a dishwasher and that kind of thing. But anyway, I'm really excited about it in general. As you can imagine, I would want to try to keep the expenses of the move low. One of the other things that I'm doing is I'll be doing video chats instead of in-person tours. So a little bit risky. I'm not flying down there, but I just bought a car this way, right? I did one car I looked at. We did some video chat, and I got to see the vehicle. With the one I actually bought it from, I just got a good feeling from them. We did pictures, and he went in there and sent some photos of different things, and there are really good photos also documented on the website. So I felt quite good about it. And so I'm doing that. I've got an agent out there who's looking at properties, or going to be looking at properties with me, and I'll be able to ask questions and have them point the camera at things and get a sense of it. So I think that'll work well, and it'll save quite a bit because I won't have to fly down there, board my dog during that time, and then also get a hotel room and a rental car during that time. Although the agent might have taken me in their car. Saying that, but still, it's a significant expense that we're able to save using modern technology, which is pretty cool, and which also helps because of COVID, because I won't have my second vaccination until May the 11th. And then, of course, as you know, it takes 2 weeks, maybe. They don't really know. They just pick 2 weeks as the time frame, after that for it to really kick in. In any event, we're going to save a lot that way. But of course, on the way down, there are going to be some expenses. So we're going to be on the road for a long time. And so there will be hotel stays. I'm, I think at this stage, a little bit not keen to sleep in the car like I did when I drove up from North Carolina up to New Hampshire when I was much younger, going to graduate school. I think it's okay for us to have a little bit more comfort and sleep in a pet-friendly hotel. We'll probably do La Quinta. They're a nice pet-friendly chain, pretty consistent, I think, in terms of the quality. So I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to go down there over the course of, I think, 4 nights. 3 nights would be a little bit optimistic. I think it's going to take 4 nights to really do everything, and that's okay. So that's going to be one expense. We're looking at maybe $750 to $1,000 there, and then of course we need food on the way, and then we also need to supercharge the vehicle along the way. But as you know, those costs are going to be around 60%. I think, if I remember right, around 60% of the cost of gasoline, which for my old car, right? Comparing those two, so that's going to be pretty sweet. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I will take you guys along with me so we can, check out some of the stops along the way, the supercharging, giving my thoughts on how the car is going and how the trip is going. And then also I'll do an update maybe with how the apartment search is going and as we move in and pick up the new furniture and that kind of thing, just to kind of summarize sort of, my frugal tips for moving. And in general, just I'd say is, secondhand furniture, selling furniture you don't need, then you don't need movers. It's really, really nice. If I didn't have the car, I'd probably just fly and take a couple suitcases. But anyway, and then the other thing is really think about what are the things that you actually need, right? And then also think about what are the high value items that also don't take up a lot of volume, right? Those are things that, you want to prioritize to move along with you. So obviously like my computer, my television, this monitor, those kinds of things are sort of the top priority. Of course, Max being the highest priority of all. He's the only thing that's irreplaceable in this apartment. Like the rest is just stuff. I don't really care. Max I really love. So with that, I hope you have found this video helpful. Look forward to sharing more with you as the move happens. And of course, there will be more, kind of back to basics personal finance videos coming up as well. So look forward to that. Thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, do please hit the like button. It helps us. Also hit the subscribe button if you haven't. A lot of you haven't. And I will see you in the next video.